Thank you, facilities. And thank you very much, ASHRAE members, for giving me this opportunity to represent you globally. This year, as you may know, I am focused on an important goal of ASHRAE's strategic plan, making connections. Forging stronger connections within our industry and beyond is a priority for me. This focus is grounded on our collective effort to advance the arts and sciences of heating, ventilating, air conditioning, and refrigerating to serve humanity and promote a sustainable world. During my term, I've witnessed important ASHRAE connections, locally, nationally, and internationally. ASHRAE is truly becoming global. ASHRAE and its members are connected with many individuals and organizations that help us to achieve our goals. These connections come from the passion and diligence of our members and the people who support them. My wife Jane and I are honored to have been able to build on many important ASHRAE connections. We have very much enjoyed the people we have met and the places that we have experienced. I would like to update you on the strategic plan, which is led by our planning committee. This year's presidential ad hoc committees are working hard towards potential societal improvements, and they include the technical committee optimization, women in ASHRAE, broadcasting of the impact of ASHRAE, and volunteerism and chapter activities. In response to recommendations from last year's ad hoc committees, the Residential Standing Committee has been established, and ASHRAE volunteers have been assigned as consultants to represent the interests of developing economies on ASHRAE's 3 councils. In addition, last year there was an ad hoc committee to consider the effects of centralized training on research promotion, membership promotion, and student activities. This training approach was introduced incrementally over the past few years. The committee gathered data about the impact of centralized training on attendance at our CRCs. We have reconstituted the Building Performance Alliance. 11 different organizations are meeting to study our industry needs in terms of human resources and training. ASHRAE is moving to expand our role in the global community. The consulting firm MCI is under contract to work with the planning committee and staff. Their first step was to interview ASHRAE leadership and third parties to review and assess what markets do ASHRAE serve, what ASHRAE products serve those markets, what are the needs of our global members, and what are our opportunities for participating in international markets, as well as what are our current and operational strategies. Based on knowledge of areas of the world where ASHRAE already has significant impact, or existing or potential partnerships, MCI studied 2 geographic areas as pilots: Europe as a mature market, the Middle East as an emerging market. MCI was also retained to prepare a business plan to expand our services. Their final recommendations will be submitted to the Planning Committee and the Board of Directors. The Board will decide how to proceed with expanding our global presence in one or both of the geographic areas studied or in other parts of the world. In addition to the important committee work that is in process, I personally have very much appreciated the opportunities to witness firsthand incredible connections that ASHRAE is making around the world. Let me share a few examples with you. It was heartwarming to participate along with our local stakeholders to plan the reinvigoration of the Bahrain ASHRAE chapter. And it's working quite well, I understand. For example, more than 100 participants attended the Chilean chapter seminar in September. They were chapter members as well as architects, representatives from other associations, and the government. Our local ASHRAE members really showed their stuff with top quality technical presentations. An ASHRAE student event in Manila was held in conjunction with their CRC. 148 students from 7 chapters throughout Region 13 participated. For many of these students, it was a first opportunity to meet ASHRAE executives and to be personally exposed to ASHRAE's technical capability. I love our winter and annual conferences and the buzz associated with the incredible amount of work that is done there. It is also very interesting to be at ASHRAE headquarters for interim meetings. In early November, there was a lot of activity in approximately the same time frame, which included the Board of Directors, the Publishing and Education Council, Members Council, our Finance Committee, the President-elect Advisory Committee, as well as members of TC 90.2 and the YAY Technical Weekend. And we really couldn't help but gain energy from each other. I am pleased to report that ASHRAE has healthy relationships with organizations around the world. Many people have told us that they value their relationship with ASHRAE. Conversely, I've been able to see how our connections contribute to ASHRAE's credibility. We know that North American technical knowledge sometimes has to be reworked, not because the technology is wrong as described in our standards, but because local context changes how it will work. Our ASHRAE members and their colleagues on the ground in countries around the world help us to ensure that our standards are relevant and help us to become a truly global organization. Our efforts to reach out to sister organizations beyond North America began in 1962. We now have 61 member organizations in the ASHRAE Associate Society Alliance representing 49 different countries. The goal is to foster effective and fruitful exchanges of ideas and information between all the participants. In November, a workshop in Brussels focused on exploring energy efficiency and sustainability opportunities through harmonization of global best practices. The workshop served to educate the EU Commission about ASHRAE's data center expertise, expand ASHRAE's influence in the European Union, and build a relationship with the EU Commission. As a result, a member of ASHRAE TC 9.9, mission critical facilities, data centers, technology spaces, and electronic equipment, was invited to future EU Commission stakeholder meetings about data center efficiency. 2 years ago, we created the Indoor Environment Quality Global Alliance with 6 partners. The Alliance is a global resource for information and guidance. In Washington, D.C., I, along with President-elect Tim Wentz, Treasurer Bjarne Olesen, and Executive Vice President Jeff Littleton, met with several organizations. Our goal is to contribute our technical expertise to make the connections that move our industry forward. Some important activities arising from these meetings included joint meetings with the Alliance to Save Energy, the Department of Energy, cooperation with the White House on low flammability refrigerants, collaboration with the National Association of State Energy Officials in encouraging the use of Standard 90.1 2013 and analyzing Standard 189.1 to assist with harmonization of the GSA Standard P100. The question is, are we really advancing the arts and sciences of heating, ventilating, air conditioning, and refrigerating to serve humanity and promote a sustainable world? I am convinced that our knowledgeable, committed, and professional volunteers, backed up by our capable staff, are successfully achieving our mission. The ASHRAE research budget for 2015-2016 is a little over $4 million US. And we have committed $10 million US to our 66 currently active projects. We also gratefully have received $100,000 investment through scholarships from several individuals and chapters. Our products are changing the world. On October 20th, 2015, in partnership with the International Code Council, we announced publication of Water Efficiency Provisions of the International Green Construction Code. This publication is the most complete code resource on water conservation. It includes support for jurisdictions facing critical water challenges. It is a compact, easy-to-use reference about indoor and outdoor water efficiency. Last June, ASHRAE published Standard 188-2015, Legionellosis Risk Management for Building Water Systems. Less than 2 months later, portions of the standard were adopted in New York City following an outbreak that left at least 12 confirmed dead and more than 120 cases of the infection. Although the circumstances surrounding its use are tragic, ASHRAE is grateful that the standard is available to manage risk of this bacterium. And we are hopeful other governments will follow the lead of the New York City Council to safeguard public health. ASHRAE and the United Nations Environmental Program, Ozone Action, launched their 4th biannual work plan for 2015-2016. The 2015-2016 work plan objective is to increase cooperation between ASHRAE and UNEP by transferring technologies amongst different regions. The work plan includes 2 main goals. The first goal addresses emissions reductions, long-term refrigerants, and energy efficiency. The second goal aims at promoting expertise and technical information exchange amongst governments and specialists dealing with ASHRAE and UNEP. In conclusion, I think it is important to remember that ASHRAE activities are not an end in themselves. ASHRAE members are on a mission to advance the arts and sciences of heating, ventilating, air conditioning, and refrigeration. I invite and encourage all of you to continue to participate, to make connections, from collaborating on technical and other committees, to volunteering in chapter, region, and society activities, to attracting members, and to telling the ASHRAE story within our industry and beyond. As we strengthen our efforts with external communities and the public, we will increase awareness for why high-quality design and operation enhances everyone's quality of life. Thank you, ASHRAE members, for shaping tomorrow's built environment today. And I continue to be sincerely grateful for your generous contributions and your encouragement. Thank you.